Let's start reclined tonight. And just allow your hands to rest somewhere on your torso. So just maybe even to the side waist. Doesn't have to be anything too formal. Your elbows should rest down to the earth. And as you arrive, you can choose the most comfortable reclined position for you. Perhaps soles of feet touching and knees out to the side. Perhaps knees bent with soles of feet to the floor. Or maybe legs extended. But wherever you land, arrive in. And with hands resting on the upper body, start to feel that grounding weight down through the back body, down through the spine and the hips, over the legs and the feet. And then feel that opposing energy in the front body. With your inhales, you feel a gentle rising upward. And you can actually tap into that physically with those hands in touch with the torso. Begin to deepen your breaths, feeling a full expansion across the front of your body. And a deeper grounding across the back of your body. And if the mind starts to wander from the breath, simply guide it back to that contact point, hands to torso. And physically become present in the breath as you feel your rib cage and your belly expand. And then your rib cage and your belly release and soften. Finding 3 more breaths here. Now, if the knees are not already bent, I invite you to bend the knees and take the soles of the feet to the earth. Draw the arms out to the sides, wide, and let the knees drop over to your right side. Very gentle twist through your low back here. Knees do not have to be stacked. They can be a bit asymmetrical here. You'll feel a little bit deeper sensation that way. Draw the knees up through center. Let them drop over to your left side. Draw those knees up through center and in towards your chest. With the knees into the chest, you're going to circle to the right twice. Again, just getting into that low back a bit. And then circle to the left twice. And as you come to center, squeeze those knees down deeply into your belly and press your tailbone actively into the floor. So you actually will feel that in your hip creases. That's kind of what we're going for, that little, really low belly, deep into the hip crease compression. And then slowly relax your hands, letting both legs rise up toward the ceiling. Flex the feet. Draw your left heel down to the floor. Keep that right leg up. Hands will come behind the knee. You're going to lift your shoulders, lift your chest, Try and touch forehead to knee. Hold 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Lift your left leg to meet the right. Lower the right. Interlace behind the left knee. Rise the shoulders, rise the chest, tuck that chin. Little rounding here. And release it down. Rise your right leg up. Now we're going to do that a little bit faster. Left leg down, lift, 1, 2. Right leg down, left leg up, lift, 1, 2. One more time, right leg up, left leg down, lift, 1, 2. Switch again, lift left, 1, 2. Both knees in, relax the head, relax the shoulders. So a little bit of activation in the belly there. Roll your shoulders, roll your chest up, tuck your forehead. And then we're going to use momentum to rock back and then all the way up to seated. With the soles of the feet on the earth, the hands will come underneath the knees. Lift your chest, cat-cows here, seated. Round it out. Good. Inhale, lift and rise. Exhale, rinse and release. And last time, lift and rinse. Good. Coming up through center, crossing the legs with left ankle, in front of right ankle. Reaching the arms up overhead, interlace your fingers, press the palms upward. Good. Pressing up, reaching right. Now with no hand on the floor, you might feel yourself tipping up off of that left hip. Try to back off so the hip drops down. Inhale up and exhale, reach left. 2 full breaths here, rooting through the right hip as you reach further to the left. Inhaling through center, and as you exhale, wide fingertips out in front of you, about the distance of your knees. Broaden your collarbones and send the chest forward over those shins. Feeling the hips here, in particular left hip crease. And begin walking the hands to the upper right corner of the mat. Drop back through the left hip as you push back diagonally. So the fingertips are reaching but also pushing into the floor so that you can draw back through that left hip. Walk your hands through center, lift the arms up. And we'll twist to your right side, right hand behind left hand across right knee, bringing out, twisting. And take it right back through center. We'll change the way the legs are crossed. Sweeping those arms up overhead. This time, interlace your hands behind your head, dropping chin to chest to get into the neck. And inhale, rise up again, palms press upward. Good. Today, or in this series, you're going to drop over to your right hand down this time. That gives you leverage to push the hip back. Both arms rise through center. Right hand up and over, left hand down, pushing into that right hip. And both arms up through center, we fold it forward. So now feeling hips, but a little bit more in the right hip crease. Walking those hands right back through center, sweep the arms on an inhale, and as you exhale, twist to your left side. Slowly draw back through center. We're going to find our way onto hands and knees. If hands and knees is problematic for you, try curling the toes under or supporting the knees with a blanket. From hands and knees, you're going to find spinal balance, extending back through right leg and forward through left fingertips. Holding here in balance, really root the hand, root that left knee and toes. Drop the toes, drop the fingertips to the floor, lift up. Lower and lift. 2 more, lower and lift. Last one, lower and lift. Hold for 3, for 2, and on 1, elbow and knee touch under the body, extend. Touch and extend. Last 2, touch, extend, and 1, touch, and extend. Now from here, left hand drops down. Kick the left foot behind you. You're opening up to a modified side plank here. And again, I recommend supporting the knee, maybe curling the toes under, keeping that shin lifted from the floor. Reach your right arm up over your head. Find a nice long line from your right heel to your right fingertips. You're going to draw the elbow and the knee to touch in front of the body and extend. Go ahead, draw in, extend. 2 more, draw in, extend. Last one, in, extend. Now, foot comes down, arm reaches up to the ceiling. Tap under the body, little twist here. Fingertips to shoulder blade and up. Twist and tap, and up. Last time, twist and tap. Good, as you rise up, reach the arm over, nice deep side waist stretch. And then close it off, hands and knees. 1 cat-cow, reset your spine. And as you come back to neutral spine, you'll step back left foot, extending the leg up. Reaching out right fingertips, holding here for 3, for 2, and on 1 we tap down and lift. Tap and lift. 2 more. Tap and lift. Last one. Tap and lift. Hold. Elbow and knee come under the body. Squeeze and extend. Squeeze, extend. Last 2, extend, and 1. Extend. Good. Drop the hand, kick the right foot behind you, turning side plank here. Lifting that leg up, reach the arm overhead, and pull elbow and knee to touch. Crunch and extend. Crunch, extend. We have 2 more. Crunch, extend, and last 1. Extend. Drop the foot down, rise the fingers up. You're going to take a tiny twist, tap your shoulder blade, and lift. Tap, and lift. Last time, tap, and lift. Reach the arm overhead, find that deep side waist stretch. And then you'll close it off, finding hands and knees once again. 1 cat-cow here. Coming to your neutral spine, you'll curl your toes and lift your hips to find your first down dog. Just pedal your heels. Really notice how the body feels. Keeping in mind that although you may have been inside most of the day, because the pressure and the humidity in the air is different, your body may be more dehydrated than you are used to. Of course, if you were outside, definitely, but be really mindful of your muscles here. Let those heels relax down. And you're going to walk your hands to the back of your mat and lengthen halfway. Release into your fold. Root into your feet to rise up. Taking the series that we took seated, we're going to take standing. Hands will interlace overhead. Palms press upward. Reach up and over to your right side. Drawing up through center, come up and over to your left side. And up through center, you're going to take the arms out like the letter T. Stand into your left leg, lift your right knee. If balance is an issue, just take the toes in front of you. We're gonna twist to the right side, opening kind of like a fan. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, up. Last time, exhale, twist to your right. Sweep the arms, drop the foot, hands to center chest. Press the palms to center chest, close the eyes, and very gently, maybe even with eyes closed, start to shift the weight to the right. Then maybe open the eyes as you lift the knee, reach the arms up on a breath in, twist to the left on a breath out. Inhale to center, exhale, twist. Last time to center, twist it out, arms up to center, foot down. Good, fold it forward, separate your feet as wide as the mat, opposite elbow to opposite hand. Hang here in a ragdoll. You want a nice soft bend in your knees, so you start to feel release in your low back. Slowly, we're going to sit the hips low and roll all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. We have a couple standing series, and then we're going to come down to the floor on the knees. Let's walk the feet back toward one another as the arms rise up. Take hands to center chest, step the right leg up and forward. Take your hands to your hips so you have a straight front knee on the right leg. Lift up on a breath in, forward fold over that leg on a breath out. Starting to get into that hamstring. Some pressure into the big toe edge of that right foot as you pull back through the hip. And then bend the knees, sweep those arms up, finding your warrior one, bending deeply into that knee. Beautiful. Grab hold of your left wrist with your right hand. You're going to reach up and over to the right side. And inhale to come through center. Take your hands to your hips. Back heel peels up. Step up. Sweep the arms up on a breath in. Fold forward on a breath out. Plant your hands, step it back to your plank pose, and we're going to rise right up to your down dog. Walk your hands to the back of the mat. Lengthen halfway, flat back, arms wide, hinge from your hips as you come to stand. Sweep the arms up overhead, lock your thumbs. Reach up and over to your right side. And as your left side starts to bear more weight, tap your big toe out to the side on the right leg. If you feel like you want to challenge your balance, maybe you pick that leg right up. Inhale to come through center, and exhale, take it to the other side. As you start to bear weight into the right leg, toe taps out to the side, perhaps you lift up. And come right back through center. Slowly, hands come to center chest. Standing into right leg, left knee will reach. And step forward, straight front leg here. Hands to your hips. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, fold. Just feeling that hamstring on the left side. Beautiful. Bend the knees, sweep your arms up. Warrior one. Grab hold of right wrist with left hand this time. Reach up and over to your left side. Inhale to come through center. Take the hands to your hips as you peel the back heel up and step to the top of the mat. Sweep the arms on a breath in. Fold it forward on your breath out. Planting those hands, step back to plank, and then lift your hips to down dog. Cycling through one more standing series. This time the right leg will lift up behind you. You'll step your right toes to your right thumb and stand for crescent lunge. Back heel is lifted, Front knee is bent as deeply as feels comfortable in your body. Take the hands to center chest. We've created length across the side of your waist already. So we're gonna fold it forward and take your twist. Left elbow to right knee as you ring out to the right side. Slowly sweep the arms up and take the hands to center chest as you drop down into your left knee. So again, knee can be supported on a blanket with toes curled, or you can just let the feet drop to the floor too. Let your hands rest to your knee and drop down into those hips. So left knee can be on the floor if it feels comfortable. Getting a little bit deeper into your hip on that left side. And from here, let the hands interlace behind your back. Draw the knuckles down and back as the chest lifts tall. Beautiful. Slowly inhale, sweep up. Now, reach up through your fingertips, reach from the navel up to your crown, and then lift that left knee right off of the floor. So you're back in that crescent lunge. And you're gonna take your hands to the earth, step back to plank, and lift those hips. I swear we only have one more side left before we come to the floor. Left leg will reach up. Step your left toes through to left thumb. Back heel is high. Sweep the arms. Take hands to center chest as you fold over that knee and twist this time to your left side. Sweep the arms up. Whoa, almost fell over there. Now, hands are gonna come to your hips. You're gonna slowly drop down, coming into that right knee. Hands to your left knee as you drop your hips forward. Beautiful. This time, arms will lift up. Bend your elbows out to the side. Open up across the chest as shoulder blades squeeze toward one another. And then you're going to take the hands down, framing that foot, coming back to hands and knees, tabletop pose. One cat-cow here. Round that spine out with your spine rounded. Push your hips back toward the center of those two heels. Feel that nice length across your low back. Push your hips over to your left heel. And then over to your right heel. And then take it back to neutral spine. Right leg will step back behind you, lifting that leg up. You're gonna bend your knee, open the knee out to the side, and drop to your shoulder. Cross it back and behind you to your left. Knee to shoulder, back and behind to the left. Last time, knee will come to shoulder, and as you come back and behind, you're gonna land the toes, drop the forearms. Now you're gonna feel your left hip kind of leaning left a little bit. That's completely fine. You should feel a lot of support coming into that glute. And then with your left hand down, reach your right fingertips over to the left. Deepening that stretch across the entire right side. And take it right back through center. Right hand under shoulder, left hand under shoulder. Right knee wide outside of right pinky finger. As we now drop those hips forward and down with a nice wide right leg. Now if you do want more stretch in that left leg, you can curl the toes and lift the knee up off the earth, totally optional. But you can stay right down there too. From here, send the right leg back, coming back to your tabletop pose. Left leg will come behind you. Bend your knee, take it out to the side. Knee comes to shoulder, and we draw back behind to the right. Knee to shoulder, back behind to the right. Last time, take it to the shoulder, and as you bring it to the right, forearms will drop down. Allow yourself to find your kind of fine little balance here, just balancing on that right knee and right toes. And then perhaps the left fingertips reach to the right. Taking that left hand back underneath your shoulder, press up, knee under hip, cat-cow here. With that left leg, you're going to take it wide outside of your pinky finger, dropping your hips forward and down. And then we're slowly going to draw that left leg back. We're going to come into a modified frog pose. Now, if this is problematic for you at all, the alternative to frog pose is happy baby, okay? Same idea through the hips. For us, we're going to take, for those who want to take it, you're going to come a little wider than the outside edges of your mat. So you know what I do actually? You can fold your mat and turn lengthwise on it so you have padding for the inner knee. And then you just spread the knees a little bit wider than the hips, not too much, and push your hips back. Forearms can come down. You're really going to feel that into your hip creases, into the inner thigh. It's somewhere between a full frog and a child's pose, but you should feel it into the hip crease and in the inner thigh, which is exactly where you'll feel it if you come into happy baby on the back. One more breath here. Slowly slide your hips forward. Easiest way to get out is draw your heels toward one another, hands under your shoulders. One knee walks in, and then the next knee walks in. We're now going to sit to our right hip and get the outer hip. Right foot forward, left knee behind you. Fold over the right shin once you arrive. And you might feel that the inner thigh on that right side is a little more open because we've taken that frog pose to start. Walk your hands over to the left side. And then we're going to walk the hands through center. We're going to come into pigeon pose. So to get to pigeon from here, you can roll over the right shin, straighten that left leg behind you. Or again, if that's not comfortable in your body, figure four with leg up. Same idea, no gravity taking over, okay? We're here for about 5 breaths, so find where you're most comfortable. And if you are choosing pigeon, take a moment, maybe even to rest a hand on the small of your back, and notice if you're turning off to the side, kind of tilting off to the right, and square the left hip down to the floor a bit more. That's where you really start to feel that outer hip. From here, walk your hands up. If you are in pigeon, the toes curl under for a breath as you press back through the heel. You're gonna slide the right leg out from under you and into a half frog now. If you're on your back, you're just coming into a half happy baby with that leg. So right knee comes out like a little frog leg. Left leg is extended behind you. With the forearms down on the floor, let your upper arm bones come towards your earlobes and your head drop heavy. Now, you may or may not feel that kind of releasing sensation, that heavy releasing sensation in the upper shoulders and neck. If you want more sensation, move the elbows either away from you or closer toward you or toward one another. And once you find that perfect spot, you stay there and just drop that head heavy off of the neck. Let's slowly rise the head. Reach your right fingertips forward. Thread the left arm under and take the right hand now to your hip as you roll off to your left hip. So you're taking this twist. Body should feel open enough for it now. And slowly draw through center. Unwind that left hand. Take the right leg back. You're gonna bend both knees. Now, if you are on your back, you're gonna do the same thing. Just bring the knees into the chest. From your belly, you rock the feet from side to side. From your back, you rock the knees from side to side. And then relax those feet down. Take your hands beside your ribs. Come right up to hands and knees. And we'll sit to the left hip. Same series now, other side. By the way, I find it comical that I even bother having air conditioning on up here because it's legitimately still 86 degrees. It's just a noisemaker at this point. There's no such thing as it being cool up here. All right, so right knee is behind. You're gonna walk over that left ankle and shin. If anybody ever wanted to take Bikram yoga, come here first and practice, and then see how you feel about hot yoga. Walk the hands over to your upper right corner. You're gonna pull that low back into the stretch now. And again, we're gonna find our way to pigeon. So pigeon or your reclined figure 4. Just find whatever's most comfortable in your body tonight. And drape your upper body down over that left shin. Walk your hands back under your shoulders, curling right toes if you are in pigeon, just one breath here. And then sliding that left leg out from under as you take it into your half frog pose. Right leg extends behind you, left knee bent out to the side. And again, we're going to take that relaxing Sphinx variation, so arms out in front of you. Drop the head heavy off the shoulders. Lift lifting your head, extending your left fingertips, threading the right hand, and drawing into your twist now. So rolling off to that right hip. And slowly come back through center, sending both legs long, bending the knees, and rocking a bit from side to side. Curling those toes under now as you extend the legs back down. Hands come beside your ribs. Lift up to your hands and knees. We're going to find one child's pose for 3 breaths. If you choose to go onto your back here, just draw your knees into your chest. Walking those hands back, finding your comfortable seat. We're going to start with legs out extended. I recommend walking the upper thigh bones back into the hip sockets. It's going to take your tailbone back behind a little bit. Start by squeezing the upper thigh muscles super tight. And then as you relax that, bend your knees a tiny bit. So heels are glued to the floor. Pull the heels back toward your hips. That will bend your knees, and it's going to allow you to hinge forward, walking your hands to either side of your legs. Once you find that place where you're kind of as far forward as feels comfortable, try to straighten the legs. You're going to feel a lot more hamstring from that point. Lift your chest up and broaden your collarbones. Good. And then start to walk your hands back, stacking shoulders right over your hips. Take your right knee in with the heel in line with your outer hip. Right hand will come behind you, left arm will reach tall. We're going to try and wrap around the outer knee this time. So normally we hug the knee, but we're good and warm. We're going to really wring that out. Now once you get to the point where you feel you're as far in your twist as you can get, draw your navel back, ribs drop down to hips, twist a little bit deeper, and then lift your chest tall and feel a deeper twisting sensation. And come right back through center. Extend that right leg out to the side, so you have this little kind of narrow V here. Walk your hands into the center of that. You might be askew on your mat. I know I am, but that's okay. Little center stretch here. And then take it back. Sole of left foot draws in. Right hand reaches down, right leg, left arm reaches up. Open your chest. And then close off, grab hold of somewhere on your right hand, or right arm, excuse me, with your left hand, feeling your left low back. Take it right up through center. Right leg comes to center now, left sole of the foot on the earth, heel in line with outer hip. Left hand behind, reach tall with the right arm, hook the elbow outside of your knee if you can, otherwise hug, and then begin your twist. Now as you twist, push your knee actively into your elbow so it doesn't collapse in. Pull your navel back, draw your ribs towards your hips, wring out deeper, and lift up tall. And take it back through center. Take your left leg long. So now you're kind of pointed a little bit to your left side. Fold forward from your hips. And as you walk your hand back, you'll send the right leg in. Reaching down the left leg with the left hand, up and over with the right hand. And close it off, reaching somewhere on that left arm. And right back through center. Both soles of the feet coming to touch now. Hands wrapping around your feet. Lift your chest tall. Fold over as the elbows bend into the legs so you can drop them into the knees, the thighs, the shins, wherever they meet. Last stretch for those inner thighs and hips. And you'll slowly begin to draw your shoulders back in line with your hips. Take hold of the outer knees, draw your knees to touch. One seated cat-cow, lift your chest, breathe in. And as you breathe out and round, the tailbone will tuck, your heels will draw in and up, knees to chest, relax down. And then circle out 2 times right and 2 times left. Release your hands, release your feet. With the soles of the feet down, let your arms be long beside you, palms face up. Find your bridge pose, lifting up, no squeezing through your glutes. And then shift the weight to your left foot as the right leg lifts. And cross your right ankle over your left knee with hips lifted. Then drop down. Bring that left knee into your chest, interlacing behind the left knee and sending the left heel up. So if you took this before as an alternative to your pigeon, just know that most hip openers or most hip opening practices, you want a minimum of 3 openers for each part of the body. So although it may be repetitive, that's what you're going for to get the most benefit. Slowly release the sole of that left foot down. Let the knees drop over to your right side. So that's the same with any pose work. Anything that you are looking to create as opening in your body, a minimum of 3 poses for that one area. So outer hip, inner thigh, hamstring, chest, arms. Rise back through center, soles of both feet to the earth, arms straight long, find your bridge with the hips lifted. Shift the weight to the right foot, lift your left leg, and then draw your left ankle to your right knee, holding here for a breath, and dropping hips down. Draw your knees towards your chest, interlacing behind that right leg, kicking up through the right leg, feeling that left outer hip and right hamstring. Release sole of right foot down. Let knees drop over to your left side. And slowly draw back through center. Soles of the feet to the floor. Arms straight beside you. One more bridge. Just staying in this bridge now. 3 full breaths. Feel the shoulder blades kind of walk underneath one another. It's going to support that chest in a deeper back bend. and we'll release down and send the legs up. So with the legs up, you can kind of draw those thighs in towards your belly a bit so you don't feel like you're holding the legs in place. Or, better yet, if you have a wall handy, rest your heels against it. This pose, it's called Viparita Karani. It's called, technically like legs up the wall pose. This is one of the most restorative poses around. So if you can grab 5 to 10 minutes once or twice a week, once a day would be awesome, to rest your heels against a wall, highly recommend. Now you're gonna bend the knees, take them into the chest. Take your hands either behind the knees or in front of the shins. Lift your chest up, just as we did at the beginning. Roll into a tight ball. Squeeze and hold for 3, for 2, and on 1, release into your Shavasana. Relaxing the body down, arriving in your space, and reconnecting with that heavy rooted sensation through your back body. Taking your attention to the center of your belly and imagining a golden light right at the center of the belly. From that orb of light, you watch a ray shoot from the center right up to the sky, and from the center right down through the earth. Connected in the middle by this white golden light. Imagining that every breath in, you're sending more light up through the sky, and with every breath out, you're sending more light down through the earth. And if the mind wanders, simply guide it back to that center orb of light in the middle of your belly. And watch it expand upward with the breath out, or in, and downward with the breath out. Connecting your physical body and your energetic body to both heaven and earth, simply through breath. you to slowly begin to deepen your breath, reconnecting with that light, and now allow the inhale to fully expand in the upper body, and the exhale to fully expand in the lower body. Imagining that connection that you had to heaven and earth now drawing inward and filling you with that white light energy, and allowing that to move your body a bit, stretching in any way that feels comfortable, sending your knees into your chest, and making your way off to your right or left side, pressing to a comfortable seated position, allowing eyes to remain closed, and resting hands gently on knees. Take a minute to notice any shifts you might feel, you might notice in any aspect of your body, mind, and spirit. Take a minute to shrug your shoulders up to your ears and release them deeply down your back. As you breathe in, draw the arms up overhead, drawing the palms to touch and sliding the thumbs in front of center chest. We'll seal our time together with a single round of Om, inhaling. Surrendering the head to the heart as you swallow in the back of your throat. Raising your thumb knuckles to center forehead. All that is light and love in me honors and shines to all that is light and love in each of you. Thank you for arriving for yourselves and each other. Namaste.